Hey, good morning, everybody out there. I hope you're having a wonderful Saturday morning. We are having a wonderful Saturday morning here in Idaho Falls after a big windstorm we had last night. But thank you. What a week we had. A big week, big news in the industry. We're really taking Dave Cooper Live to the next level with the people, the processes, and how we're doing it better. And this week was a big testament to our industry and the people that are leading the way in our industry. We work day in and day out to bring content to you, the viewer, people in the industry, people out of the industry, to really grow and change, collaborate. How do we build? We can't keep doing it the same way we've always been doing it. So with that said, at Dave Cooper Live, we want to bring everyone together from all different sectors of the industry, whether it's crossland, mass timber, concrete, panelization, modular, volumetric. That's what we're doing here. That is what we are doing here. So we're really enjoying it, and we're really having a lot of fun doing it. We were referred to as a travel guide at one point this week. And I take it lightly because I know that it was meant with the best intention, but we are kind of a travel guide. We are the travel guide of the offsite industry. We are bringing all these experts together to help us get to the next level. So we are not in last place anymore, and we're looking forward to continue doing that. I love just being here. I love the people in this industry, and at Dave Cooper Live, we're going to continue bringing all of that to you, and we're going to be taking it up a notch. You watch what happens over the next few weeks. So what's your problem? What's your one thing? Two things we ask guests daily to find out where their focus is. Why are the responses we commonly hear rooted in collaboration? Because like it or not, this is a team sport. That's right. Offsite construction, sports, team sports. Dave, what's in your coffee? Well, Tamarack Grove Engineering's in my coffee. Thanks, Tamarack. I got some video that I was there also at Tamarack, and I want to thank them for having us stop by. Brian Seeloff and his crew are amazing over there. They're big in the offsite. And if you didn't know it, Brian Seeloff is the current chair of the Building Systems Council, National Association of Home Builders. So cheers to Brian Seeloff. I'm sorry, I'm covering your logo, man. How rude of me on a Saturday morning. Sorry if it's still a little windy out here, but that's just the flow of the morning. So tell us where you're joining us from. Let us know what's on your mind. Let us know what you thought of this week's show. We'd love to hear from you. What did you think of Wednesday's show? And what did you think of Monday's show? And did you know there was a theme between the two and we didn't even know it? There was a theme between the two, that one thing. All of the industry experts that we have been asking this on the show at the end of the show, what your one thing is. And it's all comes back to focus. It all comes back to really knowing what you do and putting everything into that one thing, everything, and not getting distracted. Don't be like me. I'm a little bit like a squirrel, I get all excited and I go all over the place, but that one thing is such a huge deal. And I think we're gonna walk through what we had going on this week and what we have coming up next week. So hey, Greg Ugaldi's with us from Twitch. Great week. Way to keep up the current events. Man, I can't wait to jump into this week. I mean, what a whirlwind week it's been, huh, Greg? I mean, all the news with Qatar and everything else, but we're going to talk about that a little bit further. What is happening, Peter? Good to see you, my friend. Peter Molinar, what is your preferred blend this morning? Dark roast or medium roast? I listen, the darker, thicker my coffee can be, the happier I am. Yep, it is a dark roast French press coffee. No more drip coffee. I don't know. I don't think I can go back to the drip. Once you have French, can't go back. Let's see if Henry was here. Once you had French, can't go back to the drip. But yeah, I don't know. I do love my coffee in the morning, anyhow, not so much during the days. So Peter's coming to us from Toronto. Great. And anybody else out there, let us know where you are joining us from. And again, I just love it, man. I got another mug. Tamarack Grove Engineering. These guys are rocking it in Boise, Idaho. If you don't know them, they are licensed in all 50 states plus, and this is not an ad, plus I think 8 Providence or 9 Providences or something like that in Canada. Wait until you see the photos of all of the educational plaques on the wall and all of the certifications that I'm about to share. I mean, it's walls full. It's amazing, and it's a young team, young team, and they helped build Noah's Ark, like the real Noah's Ark, not the fictionary one. We hope. No, I'm just teasing. All right, so listen, let's hop into this morning where we started this week, and then we'll chit chat a little bit, and then we're going to get on with our day. We had winds. It was up to 50 miles an hour last night. Even had to pull in the slides on the motorhome. So if I'm a little laggy, that would probably be it. We had some big windstorms roll through the west here. All right, so DC learnings from last week. Education, training, and change is required. We started off the show with Steve Burrows, defining problems to find the solution. Or as Steve would always say, and I'm sure Jen has that as well, engineers are a problem looking for a solution, right? This was a great show. If you don't know Steve Burrows, you should. He has written and produced IMAX movies. He played a big part with Katera in the early ons, and Steve is doing so much for our industry and people in the industry behind the scenes every day. And he's wicked smart, as they say in Boston, and I like to use that term just because it's fun. And you need to learn about Steve Burrows and what he is doing. Steve always says this is the greatest time to be in the AEC industry. Why is that? If you're out there listening to this, because I agree with him, why is this the greatest time to be part of this AEC industry? Put your comments out there. I want to hear it because it's amazing right now. And we're so lucky and so blessed to have it. Steve Burrows, just like our Wednesday show, really focuses on one thing. And that one thing for him is, what problem are you trying to solve? That's great that you have a new widget. That's great that you have a new way of doing something. But what is the problem it's solving? Is it solving affordable housing? Is it more cost effective and more efficient? What is the problem? And what is the problem we're trying to solve in the industry? And what are the solutions to those problems? So Steve spends a lot of time talking about this. So if you're in this market, and you have a manufacturing process, a facility, or a product, tell us what your product is and what problem you are solving with it, versus you just have another shiny new product. But if it's not less expensive, if it's not better built, if it's not going to help us move to the next level, then what problem is it solving? Let us know. I love it. Steve Burrows is the man. Oh, and by the way, fellow boxer, Steve was a boxer back in the day, which I love. And a lot of people don't know this about me, but I used to box when I was in the Army. I used to have the opportunity to train with the Great White Hope, Jerry Cooney. That's right, Jerry Cooney, the Great White Hope, they called him. Marciano's Gym, Jersey City. He used to spar with me for fun. I couldn't afford him. He was training corporate execs at that time. I was a young sales guy with Johnson & Johnson training, orthopedic spine surgeons, spinal techniques. But Jerry Cooney, man, he's like this tall. He'd put his hand out, and I'd just sit there and be like this. What is your problem you're trying to solve, everybody? That's what we want to know. Steve Burrows wants to know that as well. All right, moving along. So Tuesday, obviously, we have our time off on Tuesday. That's our work schedule. That's our consulting schedule. That's where we just hang out and actually do real work. And when I say real work, it's the work that makes me have to think, writing and all the fun stuff that goes with it, which I don't do. That's why we do video. I need more coffee. But the real conversation about Tuesday, and I say the real work, is news broke right this week about Katera. And on Tuesday, we picked up the phone and I called 4 people. And all 4 of these high-level, high-power CEOs that are doing amazing things in our industry dropped what they were doing to be on our show Wednesday to talk about the breaking news with Katerra. That's how important it is. That's how important what happened to Katerra is for our industry to discuss. And why I say that. Katerra was a huge success for our industry, a huge success. Yes, they failed. Walmart failed 4 or 5 times, right? Who hasn't failed? I failed. I'm sure you have as well. But they pushed new boundaries. They thought differently. They said, hey, I'm going to start from scratch. And yes, they tried to eat the elephant at one time. But with part of that eating the elephant in one bite versus little bites, they've come up with new IP. They've come up with different ways of thinking, and they have shed, is that the right word? They have shed a lot of light on our industry, a lot of light and a lot of attention. So Katerra and what they've been doing, we're out here for you. The employees were out here for you. So what are the top takeaways with Katerra? What are the top takeaways with Katerra? Continuous learning and knowledge sharing and offsite. This is what happened on our show Wednesday. And when we had everybody come on the show this past Wednesday, let's think about this. Ben Hershey, Forward Solutions Group. I mean, been in this industry a long time. His dad founded the components industry, and he works across all levels of all the different platforms, whether it's panelized, modular, volumetric, robotics, running factories, software for manufacturing. I mean, the list goes on. Dropped everything to be on the show Wednesday to talk about, what are the learnings from all of this. Jerry McCahey, another one, Integra. Everybody knows Jerry. And Jerry is absolutely doing amazing things. He uses social media to his advantage to grow what he's doing. And if everybody knows Jerry, and he has his one thing, think about it. All successful people out there with their one thing. This is what separates them from the pack, because they stay super focused and super horse blind, not narrow-minded, but a narrow vision on exactly where they're going, and that's what's amazing about it. So with Jerry McCahey on the show, another great person that is doing it better than anybody else. So Helena Lidlow, head of R&D, Limbach's Bigs across the sea. Helena has been in this industry a long time. They have been doing amazing things at Limbach's for a long, long time. She brings a world of knowledge and a world of education to this industry. Helena has been trying to get us to collaborate and come together for a long time. So if you don't know Helena at Limbach, you should know Helena. You should follow Helena because she really does have it going on in a big, big way. So, and her one thing was, the same thing, collaboration. We need more collaboration and to stay uber focused on where we're going in this industry. You're going to find collaboration is going to be the big topic of today's show. And then, of course, we had our good friend Rick Murdoch on the show. Gotta love Rick Murdoch and Autovol. Came in a little late. He was filming something else, but not too late. He jumped in there. We picked up on the second and first question right away and got to it. Rick Murdoch at Autovol and Merrick and Curtis, they are doing amazing things. Their culture is amazing. And guess what? Their one thing is that uber focus. Staying true to where you're going and what you're doing. That is the one thing. That is the continuous learning. And I think that, we're going to beat it like I can't say that anymore, right? People get mad. You beat it like a dead horse. Is that how they say? I don't know what the term is, but we're going to beat it down and keep going. And I know that one thing is going to continue on every show. Take note of it if you're out there. All right, and of course we had Mr. Hardy Wenzel on. StructureLand. Walmart is one of their major investors. They're building out one of Walmart's, I guess, new headquarters, or one of their headquarters, or one of their offices. So, and it's the same thing. Hardy Wenzel's one thing is that focus. What is the problem they're solving? They answered it. What is the problem they are solving? Right? And what are now the key takeaways to all of this? Because I jumped around a little bit, right? But what are the lessons learned? One, continuous learning, knowledge sharing in the offsite construction industry is the only way we're going to grow, the only way we're going to collaborate, right? And then the people at Katerra, the people at StructureLand, the people at Lindbacks, the people with Ben Hershey, the people at Integra, all have a special culture that you don't find in every industry. And that is something that we really need to take top. I guess that's what we really need to take away from this top-notch conversation that we had, for sure. So changing the headline for for the headlines in construction, offsite construction is the solution to the future. Here's the deal, and this is what I say to everybody. If we were doing it right to begin with, and this is out there to the people that are listening that aren't in this space, right? Production builders have been around a long time. Panelization, to a certain level has been around a long time. Why are we in this mess? That's my question to you. Why are we in this mess if it's been working? We need to think differently. It's not a bad way of building. It's just there's better ways of building, and we don't have the team members and staff to build the way we used to build. We don't have the young people coming in. But that's why Greg Ugaldi's on Twitch. Right, Greg? That's where the young folks are. All right. Moving on. Remember, collaboration, new ways of building. That's what's going to happen. So, of course, then we jump to Friday. How was Friday? Man, what a great show talking about Passive House on Friday. We had a special guest swing by, sit right next to me. I guess it was on this side, but it feels like that side when I look at the camera. Aaron Peterson. If you guys do not know Aaron Peterson, you should, right? Making the unbelievable achievable, right? Unicorn Universe. Big group of investors. They love to go out and find and help people be successful. They're not a sponsor. We have a lot of banter. You'll see Aaron on the show quite often. And what I mean by that, commenting. He's big on social media and he's big on helping people. So if you don't know Aaron, you need to check Aaron out. I think you will be very surprised on his personality. And it's big. He's 7 foot tall. I mean, he is tall. I said, what are you, 6'4"? He's like, no, 7 foot. But his heart's as big as his height. I can tell you that. Super great guy. So Friday, Passive House for All, comfort, health, equity, security with Bronwyn Berry, Ken Levinson on Dave Cooper Live with the Mark Bare Naked Willie. And again, we are launching shows. Here on BS Friday. We've been doing it quite a bit. We've been doing a lot of event launches on Dave Cooper Live. And we're going to be giving away a ticket as well, just so everybody knows, right? So you want to learn more about the free ticket, you want to go to the Passive House for All conference. It's in New York City. And they're going to have, I think they said 7 stages, but maybe I wasn't listening correctly. But there's an online presence as well. This Wednesday, we will be giving away a free ticket. And we have a new thing that'll spin on the screen. And we have to do a hashtag. So you'll have to put a hashtag in. Anybody have any suggestions on what that hashtag should be? Give me an idea, because we're going to say, put a hashtag in the comments. It'll collect those comments, whirl them up, and then we're going to go with it. Hopefully it works on the LinkedIn comments and everything. So it'll be fun, because these platforms get a little tricky sometimes. So Bronwyn Berry, President of North America Passive House, Ken Levison, who is the Executive Director of NAPHN, North American Passive House, They were a force to be reckoned with when it comes to their knowledge and what they're putting on. This is going to be one of the greatest shows that you're going to see in quite some time. And it's all about the collaboration and coming together. You know, Bronwyn, just in herself, because we were talking about her stories, and that's going to come up as well, the house that she built. She took 300 women outside of our industry, and this is an interesting story, and she used things that they were interested in, clothing, baking, sewing, all these different mantras, you know, that were typically back in the day associated with that. You know, not in my day. I do my own sewing, I do my own ironing, and that's fact, Greg. But she took the knowledge and she used that to show women that there is a place for them to help us in the construction industry in a big, big way, from finish work, wiring, electric, marketing, running companies. Look at Cheryl Palmer, CEO of Taylor Morrison, one of the most successful home builders out there, right? We need more women in this industry, and we're going to get there. And I think it's going to be a lot of fun to do. All right, let me go look at some comments here real quick. Oh my goodness. Who is it this morning? Joel Hutchins, the legend himself, Steve Burrows. A great show. Hey man, yeah, Joel, and you were chiming in on that show a little bit as well. Steve Burrows is a legend, and so much to be learned from what he has done, and he thinks differently. He's kind of like you, Joel, in a way. He is not afraid to ask questions. He is not afraid to double down on different ways of thinking. And I think that is absolutely amazing. So I can understand that comment from you very, very, very easily. And Steve is a force to be reckoned with, man. Super smart guy. Very blessed to have him on the show. Lucky, lucky, lucky. Peter Molinar says, engineers are the solution looking for a problem. Engineers are a problem looking for the solution. No, I agree with you. So I get my what did I always say, Jen? Was it back in the day? The squeaky bird gets the oil. Is that what they say? Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Who else do we have here? Oh, good morning. Is Brett on? I don't see Brett. Let me go up here and look. Well, if he is there, good morning to Brett. Maybe this is it right here. Good morning, Jennifer. Great meeting you yesterday. Awesome to have you. Matthew Cooper is on. No relation that we know of. Pound Simplexity. I love it. Thank you very much. Joel says collaboration is all about data flow. To collaborate better, we need to have a better way of sharing data whilst protecting IP. 100%. 100%. Peter Molnar, Traeger Bros Espresso, of course. Traeger Bros. What is that? Where do you get that at, Matthew? That sounds outstanding to me. I would love double espressos every morning, even over my French press. Something about that just sounds amazing to me. So, Jennifer says, Brown and Barry had a great story. So glad California captured her heart so that we could have her here in the States. Yeah, 100%. 100%. I agree. I agree. And also, Jennifer says, Steve also questioned fast money. And how long should our buildings last? What if we built a building to last 200 years? Would we design it the way we always have? You know, it's a great point, Jennifer, because Steve was saying, his bedroom that he currently lives in now. It's the same type of bedroom that his parents lived in and his grandparents lived in. Why? And he'd probably give you that face, right? Makes no sense. We can do things better. We can make things more enjoyable. In fact, Steve would say, dare I say, how do we provide happiness? Healthy, of course, homes. But how do you provide happiness? How does that bedroom provide you happiness in a home? That's a good comment. Thank you, Jen, for bringing that up. All right, everybody, listen. So wherever you are joining us from this morning, please share your one thing. What is your one thing? Put it in the comments. This is going to be a theme moving forward for our industry because we're finding so much synergy between our guests and what the one thing is, and they are uber focused. They all believe that collaboration and a narrow focus on exactly what you're doing and the problem you're solving is how we're going to move this industry forward. What is your one thing? I don't care if it's personal or professional. Let us know. We want to hear it for sure. Joel, collaboration is all about data flow. To collaborate better, we need to have a better way of sharing data with protecting IP. Data. Joel, are all houses data? Is everything we do data? Really, I'm going to let you answer that, and I'll come back to the comment because you're on to it, you know. And I think a lot of people are starting to pick up what you and others have been putting down when it comes to this data, when it comes to DFMA and all the other things that data feeds. So let us know what your thoughts are there. All right, let me go back in here. What do we have coming up this week? Universities. We have Eric Holt on Monday from the University of Denver. We have Sharna on from Dr. Sharna coming on from Tuskegee University on Monday. And we have Mark Zimfer from Purdue University all on the show. All on the show. How awesome is that? So Sharna Rogers, Mark Zimfer, Eric Holtz, Monday. We're going to be talking about what their students are doing, what their students are learning. And we're going to continue having professors from all over the country on this show. And the reason for this is it gives all of us in this industry an opportunity to meet the professors, an opportunity to learn about what their students are doing, and an opportunity for you to reach out and say, hey, we're hiring. We need some smart young people. Right? Because these universities are not just working with college students in their classroom. A lot of these universities are working in the network with their local high schools and trade schools. That's right. So these are going to be connections that Dave Cooper Live is bringing to you from not any colleges, but top-notch colleges that are all part of NAHB Student Chapter. And this is not an NAHB Student Chapter sponsored event. This is something that we realized as we were going through this process that the world needs. We need direct access to the smart minds in this industry before they go somewhere else. And this is going to allow us to hear what they're doing, where they're going, and how we're going to bring them into our industry. And I might get a few more of them to follow me on Twitch. I might. There's a lot to learn with it. So bringing industry and education together on Dave Cooper Live. So I'm going to say it one more time. If you're out there and watching this, this is going to be how you connect with universities to get top-notch talent all the way down to the local trade schools in those areas. And we're going to learn about what they're doing. And we're also going to learn about how we can help. Because here's one thing we've learned on this journey with students and reading the feedback, because a lot of the professors have them doing coursework. What we take for granted in our industry as even old thinking, such as panelized walls. Panelized walls have been around forever. Not the way Jerry does it, but just panelized walls. You know, that's new to them, right? And to us, we're trying to take panelized to a whole nother level at this point. This is the value that we're going to bring to them, and we're really looking forward to having them on. So I know, Jen, you've been flashing those up. So that is on Monday, June 7th, professors University of Denver, Tuskegee, and Purdue. And you're right, it is top-notch management and real estate development programs across our country. And I think this is going to be a big show, and we're going to do it on and off over the course of the next few weeks to grow. What's coming up after that? BS Friday. Who knows Lisa Render out there? Anybody? Anybody? Lisa Render is huge with helping us grow our industry. If you don't know her, you're going to find out all about her this Friday on BS Friday. She is a cross-functional market development specialist at BASF. Anybody know what BASF stands for? Anybody? Anybody? How can we help you shape the future for a better world? How can we help blah, blah, blah. You shape the future for a better world. How can we help you shape the future for a better world? Coming up. So you don't want to miss BS Friday. And do not forget, on Wednesday, we will still be live. We're going to be here, and we are giving away free tickets. Free tickets on Wednesday to the Passive House event. You want to keep an eye on this. It's worth quite a bit of money. So tune in if you want your opportunity to win a free pass. It's live and virtual, so it ought to be a lot of fun to attend. Yeah, man, 2 Saturdays in a row, I'm tongue-tied. Last night, if you're just joining us, man, we had these huge windstorms. I tried filming it. Yes, I did. I went outside in the middle of the night because we had to pull all of our stuff in. But 40 to 50 miles an hour winds, and we're up on a bluff off kind of it's really a cliff. And that wind just comes up, and it was shaking everything. So being on the road has its moments for sure. And last night was one of those, man, I hope this doesn't get worse moments. But a lot of fun nonetheless. Peter Molinar says, free tickets. I love it. Let me go down here. Oh, and Joe got back. Let's get to this here. Jennifer says, my one thing, wait till Dave has had his coffee. I know. All right, Joel. Everything is data, especially in construction. We just do a bad job of sharing data between stakeholders. If we don't move to a better way of managing data, we will be stuck in the risk-adverse industry full of litigation and excessive margins. Interesting. Let's get some feedback on that. But Joel, man, I know you're making some big grounds out there. I'm hearing through the grapevines. So I'm real happy for you, and I'm glad you're bringing your thought process into what we do. So keep it up. And if you want to comment on that, let me know. Matthew Cooper, our universities are not conveying RNC as a real career, from design to engineering to construction management and supply chain. Matthew, you know, I couldn't agree with you more on a lot of that statement. But here's what I'm also learning too. These universities really are looking for help. They're looking for content. They're looking to reach out and be a bigger part of what we're doing out here. So this is going to be a great opportunity. And I hope, Matthew, you can kind of join this conversation and let's build it. Let's move it forward and keep things going. And Peter Molinar says, free tickets. All right. Free. You missed the F, Peter. Oh, wait. For those of you who don't know, in the Passive House community, we change everything from an F to a PH for Passive House. How cool is that? Super cool stuff. Listen, everybody. There are more great things happening over and over again, and we want to make sure we promote one more thing this morning. When I say promote it, because it's super important, and it is the house that she built. They have their parade of homes in Utah starting. I think it's Utah Valley Parade of Homes is what it's called. Let me find it here and put it up. The house that she built, Utah Valley Parade of Homes, happening now through June 19th. So if you're in Utah, you're going to Utah, please go out and support these ladies. They have done a wonderful thing. The women of the house that she built came from all over the country to build this home. It's a big deal. They have inspired so many young people to be involved. They have inspired so many young people, young women, to want to get involved, to include my daughters. When we were there, they're like, oh, what's the big deal? And you're right, what's the big deal? A bunch of women building a house, right? It shouldn't even be a conversation, but it is, because it is a big deal. And it was so inspiring even for our daughters. I mean, they were like rock stars. That's how cool this was. So we need more of that. So please go show your support at the Utah Valley Parade of Homes and check it out. It's cool. And if you didn't watch our live stream, we were there with NAHB Student Chapter. Thank you. And we live streamed this across the country to several universities with NAHB. I did some monkey bars. I climbed in cubby holes and everything else. It was a great show. So what else do we got for you this morning? That's it. I think we're on the road this today or tomorrow. We are heading further northeast. up towards Yellowstone National Park. We'll see how the internet does as you get closer to the big mountains, right, and the big parks. So anybody been there? Anybody know how the internet signal is? I live on data. Joel, I live on data. Streaming data to get to where we need to go. So I love it. All right, everybody. Make sure you keep watching this week to win your free ticket to the Hybrid Passive House for All from North American Passive House Network. We will be giving away a free ticket. That conference starts Thursday. Pretty sure Thursday is the 10th. So it starts Thursday for 2 days. It'll be a lot of fun to have this free ticket to give away. We always love it when people bring us stuff to share with you. So I love it. I love it. I love it. And remember, bringing the building systems experts together to share their one thing, addressing a common problem in collaboration. We are going to change the fragmentation in this industry at davecooper.live. We're not looking to change any organizations. We're not looking to do any of that. But we are going to bring a collective voice together of leaders in this industry, whether it's panelized, whether it's modular, whether it's concrete, SIPs, volumetric. We're going to bring the leaders together. We're going to start having conversations, and we're going to work together to move the industry forward. We're not going to be fragmented anymore. In Wednesday's show, if you have not seen it, go back and watch it. There was a true example of that happening on this past Wednesday with the Katerra News, which was amazing, amazing, amazing. So Jennifer says, Matthew Cooper, we need help. Please join us on Monday. Share with the teachers what we need to teach our students. We are lifelong learners, and we have an opportunity to offer mentorship and lead by example internships, learning, doing. Absolutely, absolutely. And Jennifer also puts it up there to check it out. What was the roundtable about this Wednesday? You want to see industry experts come together? Helena Lidlow, Ben Hershey, Jerry McCahey was on the show, right? Hardy Wenzel from Structural Land was on the show, and Rick Murdoch from Autovol, all together on one panel on the show. Make sure you all check it out. All right, everybody, listen, you have a wonderful weekend. I'm going to get myself some more coffee. I hope you do the same. If you got a coffee mug and you want to send it out to us, let us know. We will use it on the show. But until Monday, I'm Dave Cooper, davecooper.live. Thanks you for tuning in. We'll talk soon. Bye now.